Weeks 1 and 2 were all about understanding what DSCR is and how real investors are using it to buy more properties. Today, we're going to go a little bit deeper because DSCR isn't just a loan product, it's a portfolio strategy. If you want to go from 1 or 2 rentals to 5, 7, or even 10 plus, you need more than good intentions. You need a system, a blueprint, and a lending structure that lets you grow without hitting the same walls that stop most investors. Here's the truth: most investors don't stop buying because they run out of money, they stop because they run into lending friction somewhere. They use the same lender over and over again. They don't understand exposure limits. They mix up their entities. They don't time their refinances correctly. They blend forever holds with cash out plays. And then paperwork behind the scenes is usually a complete and total mess. DSCR removes personal DTI, but it does not remove lender rules, caps, or guidelines. So today we're shifting from deal by deal thinking to actually having a portfolio architecture. One of the best ways to do that is with a 3 bucket lender strategy. Most beginners rely on one specific lender. Investors who scale typically use about 3. Bucket A, that's your easy lender. This is the one with the best pricing, the cleanest guidelines, and the simplest DSCR requirements. Use this lender for the strongest, most straightforward rentals that you have. Bucket B, this is your flexible lender. This lender allows lower DSCR ratios, offers higher LTV or loan to value options, and has more creative underwriting solutions. This is your problem solver lender. Bucket C, this is your specialty lender. This one is for maybe short term rental income, unique properties, or super complex LLC structures. Why does this matter? Because when one lender caps you on number of properties, tightens their restrictions, changes their box, you simply pivot to the next bucket and you keep buying. Investors using this system don't say, I hit a wall. They say, next lender, next property, keep scaling. And the reason this works so well, simple. I have access to dozens and dozens of DSCR platforms, and I match each deal to the specific program that gives you the best chances of approval, the best terms, and the least friction. Next, let's talk about the 2-track portfolio model. This is the rhythm every scalable investor follows, even if they don't realize it. Track 1, this is your cash flow producers, your forever holds. These are the long term rentals that stabilize your portfolio and build wealth quietly in the background. You're not going to extract every dollar from these, you're letting them appreciate in cash flow over time. Track 2, this is your equity harvesters. These are the deals where you force appreciation. Maybe it's a light rehab, maybe it's improving rents, maybe it's repositioning a property. These are the properties you refinance, you pull cash from, and you use to buy the next property. The mistake beginners make is mixing these 2 tracks together. They try to force a cash out on a property that should have been a forever hold, or they hold a value add property far too long and they lose the momentum that they need to grow. When both tracks are working, you always have cash flow building equity and future down payment sitting in that pipeline. That's how portfolio growth becomes predictable instead of just 100% luck. Now, let's talk about documentation and entity structure because this is the silent killer of momentum every time. If you want to scale, your paperwork has to be clean. That means updated operating agreements, a clean LLC structure, matching bank statements, proper title transfers, consistent rent deposits, and super accurate bookkeeping. When your documentation is sloppy, lenders pump the brakes. When your documentation is clean, lenders say yes faster. And that's where working with a loan advisor who specializes in investors makes a massive difference. I catch the issues before underwriting does, and that saves you time, saves your deals, and keeps your growth moving. Let me give you a real example. We talked in week 2 about an investor with 2 different properties. Here's what week 3 looks like for them. Property 1 is a forever hold. It cash flows well, it's stable, and it fits perfectly with Bucket A lender. Property 2 is an equity harvester. We help them structure a light cosmetic upgrade, bump those rents up, and positioned it for a cash out refinance next year. Because we're planning ahead, we already have the entity documents cleaned up, the banking organized, and the lender bucket selected for when that refi happens. And we're already beginning to identify the next property so that momentum never stops. This is how investors scale without chaos. And it's not just about getting approved, it's about building a rhythm where every deal feeds the next deal. If you want to build a real portfolio, DSCR is the most powerful tool on the lending side, but only when you treat it as a system, not just a loan.